HG did make two very strategic acquisitions. We mentioned a little bit earlier, MadKudo and TrustRadius. What was the core thesis behind bringing those companies together under HG?
Yeah, no, great question. So the whole thesis behind MadKudu is MadKudu went into customers. They built agentic apps, like I said, the sales agentic app and the RevOps agentic app. And when they reached out to customers and they started working with a lot of enterprise customers, they said, "Hey, can you power those apps through Hedge's data?" So they went and built on top of Hedge's data. Okay, and they did a partnership with us, and they built all the agentic apps on that. And then it became very natural for us as we built our market analyzer agentic app, and we were looking at how do we expand it to multi-persona. Then we found MadKudu. MadKudu already built agentic apps on our Edge's data, and it was very slam dunk acquisition because we were able to bring it, and we said, hey, great, it's already ready to go on day one, the day we acquired, because they integrated with the Edge's data and intelligence. So that's what drove it, but also the fact that we can address multiple personas in an enterprise. Sales is something that we weren't able to serve in the past with our prior platform, and similarly RevOps. RevOps was using all our data sources heavily, but there was no app where you can do propensity modeling and scoring and so on, right? So we were able to solve that very quickly through MadKudu acquisition. The TrustRadius acquisition is basically, if you look at it, TrustRadius has a lot of unique data about the buyers. They have always been focused on B2B buyers. They have developed a robust taxonomy. They have coverage for 64,000 products. They have reviews for 64,000 products, many companies. And what we realized was that buyer intent is going to be critical, because what happens is when customers go to a TrustRadius website, they're doing reviews. TrustRadius had something called long form reviews. It's not like a one-liner reviews that, hey, product is good or StingDB is good, but it will detail out a lot of pros and cons about the company, the products, etc. So a lot of deep intelligence about various products, which buyers tend to come in. They do research. It's very useful for their research. It was meant to be a research site. They can compare products. They can do deep competitive analysis between two companies or two products. So what TrustRadius did was, one is this buyer reviews led to buyer intent, especially as they came in to compare products, and depending on how much time they spend, they could determine where are they in the intent. Because the more time they spend, let's say they're spending, they would do some AI automation sequencing with the buyer or the prospect, and then say, hey, are you really in the market looking for such a product? And then they next created a product called ID, or intent driven leads. Intent driven lead is basically, now that, hey, this buyer has been researching this product. They go do automation sequence. They go work with demand gen agencies and actually do some outbound sequencing to actually make a lead out of it. And that would become an intent driven lead. And what we saw was in our due diligence that 70% of the buyers who are in market convert in 3 months or less. So we said that ties exactly to the sales copilot, because imagine the sales teams, besides giving them an agentic app, you give them the leads as well that are going to convert in 3 months. There's nothing better that you can provide, right? So
Yeah.
it's basically giving a sales team the leads that are going to convert in 3 months and giving them all the tools that will help them close the deals. So we said, okay, that Nirvana was good. So we took that, and the buyer intent is something that we didn't that is not existent in our fabric, and the data intelligence corpus that TrustRadius has is very unique and complementary. So we said, okay, it makes sense to bring that together, right? So now what we're doing is, with the acquisitions and the mergers or the integrations we've done, the buyer intent is now included in the fabric. We're including all the reviews also into the fabric, but we are making the reviews to revenue. How do you convert reviews to revenue is a use case on the platform. So when you log into the platform, the SaaS platform, you can, as a vendor, you can start looking at the reviews and you can see how to convert those reviews into revenue, because by doing brand marketing, customer marketing, you're leveraging those reviews. So there are a lot of interesting use cases that we that are differentiating and compelling, and that's what drove the acquisition.